Are you a digital product creator and you really want to grow your income where it's dependable and scalable, but you seem to kind of be in the middle of the stagnant business and you're not really sure how to grow your business income? Well, if that is something that seems very true to where you are right now, I'd like to welcome you to spend the next 20 minutes or so with me by investing your time to discover an important part of what phases are in an online business. So, if that's you, stay tuned. If you know someone who is very much like you, tag them in the comment, invite them to be your learning buddy today as we get started as a product focused CEO. I'm Dollie Freeman, and I'm the host of the live and interactive show, The Product Focused CEO, where I'm going to be teaching you actionable strategies you can use today to get yourself going as a product focused CEO with digital products leading the way. If that sounds excited, I cannot wait to dive into today's topic. Speaking about today's topic, it's one that many of us don't really understand. As product creators, we tend to be creatives, and our mind is always full of so many amazing ideas. But oftentimes, in order to become a business owner, we need to slow down and realize that there's more things to a business than creation. And so today we're going to talk about that. But before I get into the topic, let me share a little story with you about what it was like for me as I became more and more of a digital product creator and finding myself in what I call a stagnant business. What I mean by that is, even though I was making income, I wasn't seeing my income going higher. I was seeing it sometimes dipping, but oftentimes kind of hitting this plateau where there wasn't a lot of growth going on. And with that lack of growth, I was losing momentum in how I was serving and how I was making my decisions. And it just felt safe for me to continue to create products because then I felt like I was doing business, and it kept me stuck for quite a long time. And then one day I just thought, you know what? I really want this. I want to go all in. I really want to become a six-figure business and grow beyond that to, maybe possibly one day becoming a seven-figure business. That's something that you have to grow that desire. And, the difference between dreaming and desire is the action in between. You want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And that's where my story starts, is when I started to change my mindsets and my actions to align with what it was that I truly desired for my business. And that meant I had to start thinking like a CEO. And that whole aspect of me being able to step into a CEO, making bigger and necessary decisions, even though they felt risky at times, even though they felt as though they're pushing me way out of the comfort zone. They were the things that changed me the most. They were the things that turned my stagnant business into a growing business, one that created dependable and scalable income. And that's what I want you to understand is, I'm not just talking about, I know that I can make, $2 or $3 or $4,000 a month or more. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is that if you put your income on a piece of paper for 12 months, could you see a scale to it? Could you see that your income is rising, not stagnant and staying one way? This is dependable, and we all need dependability. We all need to know that my business can create and generate this much income on a monthly basis. That's dependable income. We all need that because we have overhead of running an online business, right? We have things we want to do with our money. So that's where dependability comes in. But when I talk about scalability, I'm talking about those 12 months of seeing an increase in income across that. So it's not just dependable, but it's scalable income. So that's what we want to talk about today. The topic of today's episode is the two phases of a product-focused business. These two phases are something that really made a difference in how I looked and did business. And as I shared with you at the beginning of this, my story is that I just felt if I kept creating content, I was doing business. But again, business is decided on your income, if you have dependable or scalable income. So let's talk about this first phase. This first phase is a creation. If you're here, that means you're a digital product creator, and you know what I mean by creation, at least one part of it. Let me give you some ideas of what you can think about as a business that is a brick and mortar store, right? If they're in that creation mode, they're buying inventory. They might be creating their inventory. They're setting up their inventory. They're beautifying uh, their store in a way that makes people want to come in and linger and stay a while. They make sure that they have all the necessities that kind of flow together. That if someone wants this blanket, they're going to want the pillow that matches. If someone wants those blankets and pillows, they might just want this accessory to decorate their living room. This is how creation works in a business store. If it's an ice cream store, what goes good with ice cream? We're talking sprinkles, we're talking toppings, we're talking all kinds of fudge and caramels and things like that nature. So when we're in this creation mode as digital product creators, we oftentimes can get stuck there. And what I want you to understand is there is a necessary position of creation, but what if these brick and mortar stores never moved beyond the creation? What if they stayed in this stocking their store, beautifying their store, making their pieces all flow together? Would there be dependable or scalable income if they stayed in that creation mode? No, it is necessary. It's required to build a brand, but it is not the thing that's going to grow your brand. So let's talk about what this creation phase looks like before we talk about the second phase of a product-focused business. So I want you to realize that as a digital product creator, the creation phase leverages you as a digital product creator. What you're creating in your product, you have to understand that even you are a product in and of itself. What I mean by that is that you can leverage you as a product all on its own. You can actually leverage your time as a product of its own. Think of that as like coaching or services that requires you to charge money for time, right? So you're showing up live, you're being a part of this process that is going on. And that itself is leveraging you as your most valuable product. And a lot of digital product creators do not realize the importance and the profitability, the scalability of leveraging you as a digital product. And this is something I want you to really start to embrace, because this is what people are really looking for. They're looking for their hands being held. They're looking for confirmation along the way. They're looking for accountability. They're looking for shortcuts. And it's when we can get face to face with our customers that we can often be in this creation mode without really creating much more. Because let's be honest, everything about our digital product is right here, right? It's us. We are totally embodying what we do in digital products. So it's here. So I want you to start thinking about creation as you being leveraged as your most valuable product. Another part of the creation phase is I want you to realize that this creation is centered around your knowledge, your skill, and your experience. And the more you tap in, the more you contemplate, the more you get very zoned in on what that means and how you can leverage that as digital products, right? If you can think of my example of the pillow and the blanket going together, how does your knowledge and your skill play together? How does your knowledge, skill, and experience play together? The more you can add these three together, the more profitable it becomes, because now you're becoming more valuable to your audience. You're now becoming exactly who your customers need to get the results your product the product promises to deliver. So I want you to think about that as you're thinking about the creation phase, right? I want you to literally be thinking about all that you have to offer as you're setting up your creation part of your business. And then remember, it's centered around you because you are the digital product creator. You are the product focused CEO. And then the third thing I want you to think about is that as you're creating, I want you to be thinking of one thing. I want you to be thinking about how it builds your authority. I wish I understood this so many more years ago because I didn't. And in that creation phase of me being a product creator, I hindered my authority all the time. Every decision I was making back in 2012 and 2013 and 2014 and 2015 and some of 2016 were all hindering my authority. In addition to that, I was literally robbing my authority. What I mean by that is I was taking my authority and giving it to somebody else. All of the traffic that I worked for, I handed off to somebody else. That's robbery, is taking what I worked so hard for and just passing it to somebody else. We can think of that as like ad revenue, but it's also bundles. If you're putting your product creations inside bundles, you are robbing yourself. You're promoting a bundle and giving your product away for nothing. And in addition to that, you're ruining the value of your product. I hope you're hearing me here because you cannot have a dependable and scalable business when you are putting your product on clearance all the time. You cannot be building a scalable business when you are hindering your business by promoting other people inside your niche as authorities. So I want you to begin to think about everything that you're creating. Can it and does it build my authority? How is it that what I'm creating right now makes me the authority on that topic? I want you to start to become the source of what you want to be known for. I want you to stop becoming the resource of what others in your market are doing. You need to start protecting yourself. You've never seen a brick and mortar store promote another store. We just don't see it. We do not see a brick and mortar store promoting another brick and mortar store while discounting their very things inside in hopes to increase a little income. There's a difference between increasing and scalability. And I really, really hope that you grab a hold of this mindset. As a product creator, you have to understand there's business. There's business to scalability. It is not about on a monthly basis. It's not about how can I make $100 or $200 extra dollars this month. It's how can I make $500 extra this month and scale it every month by $500. That's dependability and scalability wrapped into your strategies, right? And that's all centered around what you are creating. And remember, you need to leverage that around you, not anyone else in your market, not anyone else who speaks to your authority or to your topic that you want authority on. You have to build your authority. All right, so that's the creation phase. This is very important, but I hope you hear me. This is where we as creative product creators stick. We stay in this mode of, okay, I'm creating this product. Oh, I got to create this product. Oh, I got to create this product. We're losing out on a very important phase of a product-focused business, and that's the second phase. The second phase is conversion. Conversion is the necessary aspect of a business. If a brick and mortar store sets up all this beautiful product, but they don't open up their store for business, if they don't market and say, hey, come on in, we've got this beautiful blanket and this beautiful pillow and this beautiful accessory, conversion in a business, a brick and mortar business, looks very much like placing things together, the right shirt with the right pants. And next thing you know, people that walk in all of a sudden, I love that shirt. But those pants look so much better than the ones I have at home. I'm buying the whole set. That's conversion, where we're making decisions for our audience or our customers so they don't have to. Putting our pillows and blankets together with accessories is conversion because now we're letting our people know that we're helping them make decisions. right? We are so comfortable in our creation that we are putting our knowledge, skills, and experience together. We're bundling them together to make them very easy to convert. So, what I want you to understand is very much like the conversion, very much like the creation phase is leveraged around you, the conversion phase is leveraged around your audience. I don't want you to think about conversion about you, right? I don't want you to put profits before the people. That's a dangerous thing. If you think about the conversion being leveraged around your audience, you're going to make it natural. You're going to make it dependable and scalable income because you're putting people before the profits. And when you do that, scalability happens naturally as long as you keep in that conversion phase and you're intentional about that conversion phase. So what does that mean? How can I be intentional in the conversion stage of my product focused business? Well, you want to center it around your audience's pain points. This is something that I love. I first got introduced to this back in 2017 when I started to really, maybe it was late 2016, when I really started to get into the conversion aspect. I had all this product and I had dependable income, but I needed to see it scale. And that's when I just started to say, I'm walking away from these bundles. It just doesn't feel right that I am making very little. And what made me realize that is when I had my own promotions of my own products, they were not converting. But let's think about this. If it's the same product I just put out a couple months before for 93% off, why would my audience want to do that when they know that I'm doing a bundle and they can get that product or my next new product in that bundle versus paying full price? No one's going to do that. So when I started to take that step back and thinking about my audience's pain points, I began to realize that is how I convert. That is how I really need to be thinking and move away from these bundles, move away from in-store sales, move away from these annual sales that would scale my income, but then it would flatline the rest of the year because people are waiting for this annual sale. I know there are certain things at certain stores that I buy that have biannual sales on linens, on undergarments, and I don't buy the rest of the year. That's the only time I buy because I'm like, well, every May they're going to have this biannual sale and every November. So that's when I'm going to save up and buy then. Our audiences are the same way. But when you tap in to your audience's pain points, they're not run by the calendar. Pain points are always there. And when you begin to really start to actively listen, and this is the key, if you're taking notes, write down actively listening to your audience. What I mean by that is you need to be where your people are hanging out. A lot of people hate social media, especially right now, but this is where we need to be. We need to be actively listening to the very people we want to serve and convert as customers. We need to be hearing, what are they challenging? What are they being challenged with? What are their pain points? Why does this bother them so bad? Why can't they figure it out on their own? And the more you get focused on centering your marketing around their pain points, the conversion will happen. If you put your focus on the money first, guess what? The conversion is going to be really hard because your motives are in the wrong place. Change lives, you will have the conversion. And then the next part is you want to build your audience desires. Just as much as you're focused on building your authority, I want you to focus on the phase of conversion to build your audience's desire. So the desire for your product's result. What is it that you can do for them with this product and build that desire? What is it that you can help them overcome? What is it that you can help change in their life? That's the desire that you need to build. And that's all through your marketing. You have to be focused, zeroed in on this whole aspect of ensuring that the desire is there. Because you know what? If I don't have a desire for that pillow and blanket, guess what? I'm not going to buy it. It's got to market to me. If I walked into a store for the only purpose of seeing what sales they have, but if they built my desire because they built an entire outfit that would look amazing on me right at the front of the door when I walked in, that's building my desire because now I don't have to shop myself. They've gone and put a complete outfit together for me. All I have to do is go get it in my size and I save time. I can go out. They just built my desire by pulling it all together, eliminating those decisions, right, along the way. So you have to become very intentional about this. So your 2 phases, you have your creation phase, which is completely centered around you, and you have your conversion phase, which is completely centered around your audience. These 2 phases is what's going to help you literally get that dependable and scalable income in your product focused business. Now, I want to share with you a resource that I've created that should make this so much easier. This is the 2 phases of a product-focused business. This is a free download. You can get it at blogtobusiness.com/phases. What this is going to do is help you to see the task for each phase of a product-focused business. What I mean by that is it'll help you to understand how to take what it is that you are doing in each of these phases and break it down to say, this is where you need to focus on. These are the things that you need to be doing to build that desire in your audience, okay? And how to leverage you in the way that will build your authority. These 2 phases are something that you should be focused on all the time. Now, what's really important is that it's not as hard as it sounds. When you streamline what it is that you do and get into a routine, things are much easier for you. So go ahead and download it to blogtobusiness.com/phases. Once you understand that there are just a few things that you need to do in a product-focused business to generate that dependable and then scalable income, it becomes streamlined. And that's what I love about being an online business. You know, we get really drawn into all of these things that we could be doing and we think we should be doing. But the truth of the matter remains is that there's just a few things that we need to do. And when you get the need done, and you see, okay, this is the essentials. These are the things I must be doing in my business to create and generate that dependable and scalable income. Then you can be doing the other things that you could be doing and maybe you should be doing at that time. But oftentimes we're doing the things that we could be doing and should be doing before we're doing the necessities. And understanding that mindset shift and understanding those habits of a product-focused CEO is the key to getting to that dependable and scalable income. Now, I just have to tell you, we're here, and I absolutely love helping my customers make money. That's just what I love to do. I love to see them put people before profits. I love to see them streamlining what it is that they do. I absolutely love them getting excited about what they have inside of them. And oftentimes I help them uncover things that they did not know about themselves. But what I really love is helping them to see how easy it is to do the conversion phase, because let's face it, we're creatives. As a digital product creator, we're creatives, and we're often stuck in that first phase. But that second phase can be overwhelming. It can totally stop you in your tracks and make you kind of freeze and keep doing the things that you could be doing and you think you should be doing. And in fact, you're missing out on the necessities of things. I'd really like to invite you to something I'm putting on, and it's called the Virtual Converting Marketer Live. Now, this is a virtual event, but it is 100% live. What I mean by this is I'm going to be live with you. We're going to see face to face. This is just like an in-person event, but it's virtual. What it means is you have to be in the room to learn. There are no replays. You can upgrade your ticket to a VIP and get the recordings 45 days later. But in this live 3-day event happening March 25th through the 27th, I'm going to help you understand the phase of conversion and how we first start with building your authority. If you cannot build your authority, you're not going to be able to do anything else. Authority is necessary because it's what's going to influence the thoughts, opinions, and behavior. Once you know how to do that, you're going to design your marketing on day 2 and then plan your conversion on day 3. This is very unbelievable. I cannot wait for this. You can go and look and learn more and grab your ticket at blogtobusiness.com/live event. You don't want to miss this. Totally for digital product creators. You shouldn't be buying a ticket to this if you're not a digital product creator, because everything you're learning is 100% about this. The community is all going to be digital product creators. You're going to be among your people. There's going to be lots of networking opportunities. It's really going to be amazing. But what I love best about it is I love getting people results. And so at this live event, I'm going to walk you through a blueprint that you're going to create personally for your own content launch plan. You will literally go from understanding what's needed to build your authority all the way to understanding how to open up your door for customers. I mean, it's a step-by-step blueprint that I have created for you. There's going to be workshops, 6 workshops, in fact, 12 sessions, and you're going to learn everything you need to know to just knock it out of the ballpark when you're moving from the creation phase into the conversion phase. And it brings it so streamlined that you can really just see, oh, why couldn't I do this sooner? It's not as hard as I thought it was. And then you'll be able to understand how to do what I've taught you today, how to be able to do those tasks in a way that makes sense in a blueprint form. I'm so excited about this. I cannot wait I can wait for March. There's a lot to get done before that. But I am very much excited about this. I cannot wait to get digital product creators together and to be able to have this time. I'm here for a few more minutes. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. I'd love to answer them for you. But my heart is that you take what I taught you today, that you take the fact that as digital product creators, we must become intentional about moving from that creation stage, making sure we're building our authority. If you're not building it, you're not doing it. You're wasting your time. I'm sorry to tell you, if you're not becoming intentional about how to build your authority, you may as well stop doing what you're doing, because it's not, without authority, you cannot convert. You have to be able to evoke action. So that build authority moves right into the conversion phase so beautifully. And I want you to just really use the resource I just gave you by the download and figure out what it looks like to move, because it's not as overwhelming as you may think it is. I know I get overwhelmed with tech an awful lot. And I remember becoming really overwhelmed about opening my door, opening up not really my shop, because that's not the right way to convert. You have to be intentional. We can't just unlock a door and leave it open 24/7 like a convenience store and think people are going to buy. We have to make sure there's certain things in place. So what I want you to do is make sure that you are becoming intentional of stepping out of your comfort zone in that creation phase and get uncomfortable, because it's in the uncomfortable phase of conversion that you will build and generate that dependable and scalable income. But before you do that, I really would love you to get your own visual, depending on how long you've been a digital product creator. I want you to kind of take a 12-month glance backwards to see where your income has been. Has it been dependable? Have you seen any scalable in it? Take a look at that and get to really know your business. And then join me for the live event. I cannot wait to help you have a blueprint and to really move your business forward. All right, so I'll see you next week. I'm really excited about next week. Can you guys hear that helicopter? It's really low. It sounds like it's going to land in my yard. All right, so next week's episode is what it takes to become a converting marketer. So we have to become intentional about becoming a converting marketer, right? That first phase is when we are a digital product creator. The second phase is when we're the converting marketer. And it's with those two things that we have to kind of put on different hats, different tasks, different mentalities, different mindsets, different habits. So next week, I want you to show up because we're going to talk about this. And we're going to talk about becoming that converting marketer in phase 2 of your business. So I hope you guys are excited about that as much as I am. And meet me next week, same time, 11 o'clock a.m. on either Facebook or YouTube. Until then, bye for now.